While riding a unicycle may seem hard at first, with a little bit of practice and a few pointers, you can ride a unicycle as well as you're currently riding your bicycle. Before we start, it's important that you know some of the main parts of your unicycle. As a beginner, it's important that you pick the right cycle for your needs. Now, it's important to keep in mind that wheel size is important. The smaller the wheel, the easier it is to ride. Kind of like how the people who do mountain unicycling have wheels that are almost this tall, and that fits their needs. But if you're just starting out, a size like this is best for your height. It should be about this high to you so that when you're standing beside it, the saddle, which is this part right here, should be at about mid-hip. As you can see, this one is kind of curved, a lot more than a bicycle would be, which means that it's easier to grab on. It's also very thin right here, which means that it fits in between your thighs and you can grasp like this as you ride it. Getting on is probably the hardest part. It's best if you have maybe a chair or a wall that you can brace up against, because that will give you kind of a steady foundation as you're just barely starting to get your balance. But if you don't have that, pedal placement is really important. So it's important to keep your pedals at about like this. But you don't want your bottom pedal to be all the way at the bottom, because then when you try to stand up and get on, this pedal is so far up that it starts to turn and you miss. With a unicycle, you always have to be in motion or you're going to fall. If you are concerned about your safety, there is some possible safety equipment you may want to invest in. One thing I will highly recommend, especially if you're starting out, is wrist guards. They're important because whenever you fall, it's just your natural instinct to reach out with your hand and try to break your fall. And that can lead to some rather nasty accidents. So if you're concerned, I recommend a pair of wrist guards. And after that, you should be ready to get on and start riding.